Abbasid Dynasty is one of the most popular Islamic civilizations that succeed the Prophet Muhammad. As a matter of fact, the Abbasid Dynasty is the third Islamic Caliphate to succeed Prophet Muhammad. It was founded by a dynasty descended from Muhammad's uncle Abbas ibn Abdul Muttalib, from whom the dynasty takes its name. The Abbasid Caliphate first centered its government in Kufa, but when Al-Mansur became the caliph, he founded the city of Baghdad and made it to be what would be known later as the center of the golden age of Islam. The Abbasid Caliphate has many governmental phases that will be discussed in this video. The first phase, or formation phase. In this phase, Abu Abbas as-Safa and Abu Ja'far al-Mansur, the first and the second caliph of the Abbasid dynasty, is said to be the strongest foundation of the Abbasid dynasty. Abu Abbas, with his assertive nature and bravery, managed to drive out all of the former descendant of Muawiyah from the newly seized power of the Umayyad dynasty, so that the area becomes safe and conducive. Meanwhile, Abu Ja'far is known to be a successor to the first caliph by establishing Baytul Hikmah, and Abu Ja'far also made a policy to move the capital of the Abbasid dynasty from Damaskus to a place far away from the Umayyad dynasty, which is Baghdad. Also in this phase, Harun al-Rashid, the first caliph, made a culture of knowledge by giving education facilities to students, ulama, and his people. Harun made education institutions like Kutab Madrasa, and universities like University of Nizamiya and University of Naisabur. Students and teachers were paid by the government and were given lodging facilities at Baytul Hikmah to study and search for knowledge. Many knowledge seekers came from Europe. Their thirst for knowledge led them to develop an institution known as the House of Wisdom. The second phase, or known as the influence of the first Turkish power. This phase started from the 10th Caliph al-Mutawakkil. In this phase, the development of science still flourishes, but not as fast as the first phase. The culture to seek knowledge and other culture still exists, like building mosques, castles, and cities. But at the end of the 9th century, disintegration of the Abbasid dynasty occurs, with many areas under the reign of the Abbasid dynasty broke from Abbasid dynasty. In this time, the growth of science civilization has deteriorated, but that does not make the students who came all the way from Europe to relieve them from the thirst of knowledge. Historians say that this time is known as the Golden Age of Abbasid dynasty, with many of the elite brass coming from the Turks, especially they who worked as a castle guard of the Caliphate. The third phase, the deteriorating phase. In this phase, areas that are from Abbasid dynasty demand to become independent, free from the Abbasid dynasty itself. Tuluniya, Fatima, Idrisi, Sabakhtahim, and India declared their independence from Abbasid dynasty. In this phase, the growth of science and knowledge still exists. Students from Europe still study at the best place in the Abbasid dynasty. In Baghdad and Andalusia, still enlivened by the teaching and learning activities. As a result to this, many have achieved remarkable achievements and work. The fourth phase. In history, this fourth phase is called the phase of power of the Seljuks, or in history it is often also referred to as the second phase of Turkish influence. Science activities are still going on, which are developed by Bani Abbasiyah and Umayyad Andalusia, even though they are conservative or running on the spot. In the Islamic region like Egypt, flames of crusade have faced Christians who have been going on 2 centuries. It is interesting to note in history that the Christians at that time, besides fighting with Muslims in the crusade, also studied at Islamic universities that still survive the teaching and learning process. The fifth phase, This phase is also known in the history of the development of Islam as a weak phase until the phase of destruction of the Islamic power. After disintegration and a crusade in Islamic territory, the power of both the Abbasid Islam in Baghdad and the power of Umayyads to Andalusia continued to decline. Even in 1258 AD, the Abbasids were attacked and bombarded by the Mongols by burning many scientific facilities and burning the Abbasid Islamic scholars to death. While the center of Islamic civilization in the Andalusian region was attacked and destroyed by the two Christian kingdoms of Aragon and Castilla, the complete destruction of Islam was at this stage. The condition of Islamic civilization in Baghdad at that time was devastating. Two large rivers divided the city of Baghdad, Tigris and Euphrates. A few months ago, the dumping of the burning ash of civilization to these two rivers was scattered. After that tragic event, the power of Islam, which for the past 5 centuries has built civilization with great difficulty, has been defeated and destroyed. Islamic civilization is grim. The face of Islamic civilization and the glamour of Islamic civilization ended.